Hi guys, and welcome back to today's video. I hope you guys are all doing great. In today's video, I wanted to share with you just honestly my top few mistakes that I feel like I made as a mama, but then also, hi honey, but then also a few of the things I feel like I've done well. I wanted to put this video together because it is so easy. Hi sweetheart. You want to say hi? Say hi. Hi. It is really easy to think of everything negative at the end of the day, to think of things I wish I would have done differently, and think all these negative things about myself at the end of the day. And when I was putting this list together, I was actually really surprised about how many negative things I came up with. But when it came to actually thinking of something that I'm either proud of myself for or things that I thought I did well, it was very challenging, and I would be typing something out, I'm like, no, that doesn't, like, that sounds weird, and typing something out again, I'm like, no, that sounds weird, erase that. And it actually made me really sad. Sorry, it's noisy. It actually made me really sad because I was like, that's not what I want to portray. Like, I don't want to be so full of like that negative talk and stuff to where I feel like I can't think of anything good. So I wanted to do this video to not share, like I said, the few mistakes that I feel like I made the most. But yes, 3 things that I'm kind of proud about and things that I think I do well as a mama. But yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and as always, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and let's get into it. So the first mistake that I feel like I've made, and this just goes back to when I was a first-time mama, like those first few months of being a new mama, and that is trying to fit in, or feeling like I have to fit in with a certain like mama demographic, a certain mom group, in order to have an identity. Because as you know, like when you do become a mama, you kind of lose yourself a lot. Okay, you lose yourself a lot. And trying to find out who you are, like as with this new human, there's a new dynamic, there's a new tiny person, and you're trying to figure out who you are again. And so, you see your sissy? And so trying to figure that out is a challenge, and sometimes I wish I wouldn't have searched for that identity outside of really who I am as a mama and as a person, because back, you know, when I was a first-time mama, I thought having that mom group or being in a certain like clique or something like that would be my identity, but that wasn't the case. So yeah, looking back, I wish I would not have thought that I had to fit in order to be a good mama. My second mistake would definitely have to be the fact that I let other negative things in my life, and they don't even have to be bad. It could be either a current event situation, it could be just anything, like I read a news article or something like that, that would put me in a negative space, and then I take that negativity talk harshly to the children, even though they're not doing anything badly. It's just because I'm in that negative space, it comes out of me, and so that's something that I really struggle with, and something I'm trying to get better at not doing. So if I am talk to someone on the phone, or had to deal with a customer that was rude or anything like that, I have to really put dividers up, so I'm not taking that frustration and everything out on the children. And whenever I do, it puts me even in a more negative place. But I have also learned that a simple asking of forgiveness goes a long way with them, and treating them like the human beings that they are, and asking for forgiveness and stating that apology for how I talk goes a long way with them as well. The third thing I did want to mention today really quick, let's see how long we last here, and that is the fact that I need to get better at carrying through with what I say will happen. So a lot of the times we'll be on our way home, and I will tell Ellie, I was like, how about when we get home, we'll have a bubble bath, and then we'll play dollhouse together after you get out of the bath, and we'll have a fun just one-on-one time together. And she gets so excited and happy, and then we get home and the baby needs a diaper change and dinner needs cooked, and it just never happens. And so she spends the evening being disappointed and downcast because she was very much looking forward to everything that I told her would happen. And I do the same thing with Oliver, like, hey, how about when we get home? Or how about before bed, we read a book together? So I've kind of had to take a step back, and I kind of am now tell them, like, you know what, when mommy would love to play dollhouse with you today, and mommy would love to read that book as soon as we get home, but I need to make dinner so that way you guys can eat, and then after dinner, then we will go ahead and read our book and have time. So they actually know what's going on and everything, instead of thinking that oh, mommy just forgot about me. So that's something that I struggle with, and I think a lot of it comes from a place of I want them to be happy, and if they are feeling downcast or something, even if I'm in the middle of dinner, in the middle of cooking dinner, I can be like, oh hey, well after dinner mommy will come play dollhouse with you, and that'll make them happy. So in the moment I say, well we'll do this because I'll make you happy. But yeah, so I need to get better at making sure that what I say I will do, so they learn to trust me, because I want them to trust everything I say and not just be like, oh well, that's not gonna happen if that makes sense. But yeah, definitely something I struggle with, right? Okay. So the first thing I wanted to share of things that I think I'm just really glad that we do, and that is that we verbally tell our children we love them as much as possible. It's not just, oh I love you, have a good night. It's a part of our regular, just everyday conversation throughout the day. We verbally let our children know that we love them. It's very casual, so it's fun because I love you is such a powerful thing to say, and to always have that on the forefront of our children's minds is something that we've always kind of strived to do. And it could just be they're walking down the hallway, we'll be like, I love you, or something like that. In passing, we'll tell them that we love them. Just every chance that we get, we verbally let them know. And seeing them hear that and say, I love you back, while they're like bouncing away, just swinging their set because they're happy and content because they are verbally told all the time that they are loved. And it reminds them that they are loved, because actions speak loud as well. But to actually verbally hear I love you is very powerful and precious, especially to little ones. The second thing that I feel like we do a really good job with is kind of steering their passions. And so what that means is we've gotten really good at kind of studying our children, learning our children, knowing what their interests are, knowing what their passions are, and then providing the materials that they need to further their passions. And so, you know, my kiddos have been interested in birds lately, and so I'm really happy that we say, okay, you're interested in birds, well let's take that farther, let's like study about birds, let's do a unit study about birds, let's just do all the birds. And I'm really happy that we do that, and I'm really proud of the fact that we do that, because I feel like if they're chasing their passions and chasing their dreams, and they know that we 100% support them in whatever it is they want to learn, whatever it is they want to do, and having their parents behind them, I think it makes them that much more encouraged and that much more likely to pursue those joyful and fun things in life. The last thing I wanted to mention for number 3 of things that I really am proud of that I do, and that is that I talk very highly of their daddy, especially when he's not around. So I always try to, if he tells them not to do something and he's not around, then I make sure that they learn to respect him even when he's not here. And I talk highly of him. I verbally tell my kiddos how much I love their daddy, and uplifting him when he is away as well. Because for me growing up, there was no better security or just better joy overall than having parents that love each other. And so me verbally telling my children, I love your daddy, he's amazing, and just like, yeah, really being proud about him to the children is really powerful, and they just get so excited when I talk about him and how much I love him, and they're like, well, why do you love daddy? And then I'll go into why, and then just things like that. And then that is such a huge security, and I don't think people will ever grasp the concept of how much of a security blanket that is for their children when their mama and daddy love each other, and when they tell their children they love each other. And I think it just goes a long way when it comes to the actual the free-spiritedness of children. They feel free and they feel safe and secure, and if all that takes is me verbally telling them and in front of them as well that I love their daddy, then I will continue to do that. Thank you for joining me for today's video. I hope it encouraged you to kind of honestly sit down and write out a few things that you are proud of yourself for. And like I said, I can go on and on about everything negative, but sitting down for the few positives was so hard. I'm like, why is it so hard? But I did it, and I'm really glad I did, as weird as it was, talking about things I'm proud of myself for. I don't know why it's weird, but I'm really glad I did. And I encourage you guys to also sit down, and even if it's just writing in a journal or in a paper to stick in your Bible to reflect on things that you are proud of yourself for, to get out of that just negative mindset. It does wonders. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, like I said, and as always, I'd love to have you join our family, and you can do so by subscribing down below. And until our next video, you guys stay safe and God bless. Bye.